Gear Seekers, I'm Nick. We did a case roundup video from Computex after the show and we talked about a few cases that we had already. Today is the day. Today we can finally show you guys the builds we came up with for the Cooler Master Silencio S400 and the S600. This video is going to be about the S600 though, and not the S400. The S400 video should be dropping around about the same time as this video, so yeah, make sure you check both of the build videos out. And with that said, when I was trying to come up with build ideas for the Silencio S600, a use case, it presented itself. Usually when we film these videos exactly like how we filmed this one, we do a BTS for our patrons and we upload that the moment that it's ready. Now the problem with those videos are they usually go for around 15 to 20 minutes, which ties up our main editing rig while it's rendering that video. What's that got to do with the S600, you're probably asking yourself? Well, we built a second editing rig a little while ago with almost identical specs to our main one, albeit a little bit newer with the new editing rig, so we could have no problems cloning that setup and making life a whole lot easier. Now the issue was we didn't have an SD card reader for it, and you're probably thinking to yourself, you just go out and buy one. Well, I'm guessing you can see where this is going. We used the new Silencio S600 build for our second editing rig because it's got a built-in SD card reader. Sounds a little bit excessive, but yeah, let's see how it went down. Before we begin, this is a permanent system that gets used every single day, so I'm not going to comment about benchmarks or any performance metrics because that's not what these videos are about. I don't think it's important since this is my personal workstation. However, I will talk about my thoughts on the new Silencio S600 at the end, so let's get building. Let's talk parts because I'm pretty sure you guys want to know. The motherboard is the ASRock X399 Professional Gaming. This is an excellent workstation board, and despite the name, yeah, it's not really designed for gaming, I don't think. Anyway, it's got 10 gigabit Ethernet on board, 3 M.2 slots. In fact, our Threadripper server even has one of these boards as well. We love this board so much, now we have 3 of them. So yeah, it's a great motherboard. The CPU is the AMD Ryzen Threadripper 2950X. The 2950X is a 16-core, 32-thread content creation monster. This is the 2nd gen 16-core CPU from AMD, and yeah, it's a freaking beast, and it gets the job done so easily, and I love this chip. The GPU I decided to go with after a lot of deliberation was the Gigabyte RTX 2060 Gaming OC. Now, you most likely would have noticed that I put the GPU in a lower slot and not the top one. There's a reason for it. The cooler is so massive that if I needed to remove the GPU, it would also involve me removing the cooler, and yeah, I either do that or just get smaller fingers. But anyway, yeah, the slot it's installed onto on this board is a 16-time slot as well, so it makes no difference to performance at all. To cool the 2950X, we're using the Cooler Master Silencio. Now this cooler is pretty excellent for a Threadripper, and yeah, we did a full review of that if you want to see how it performed on our other 1950X machines, and you can check that out in the top right-hand corner right about now. The RAM I absolutely swear by for these type of workstations is 64 gigs of Corsair LPX at 3200 megahertz. Now, if you were to ask me what the most reliable RAM is for your mission critical system that wasn't ECC memory, it's got to be LPX. I use this in all of our workstations, and yeah, it's fantastic memory, and I don't need RGB because it's a workstation. Anyway, I know I just talked about this system not mattering if it had RGB, but yeah, we did lighting because it's a showcase build. Anyway, let's talk about all that so you guys can get an idea of what we did. The fans we used were 6 Cooler Master MF120R ARGB fans connected up to the Cooler Master ARGB controller for full software control. The split lighting effect is something we've been doing here for a while, and you can easily do it yourself in Cooler Master's Master Plus software. Lastly, what you're all here for, the case. It's the brand new Cooler Master Silencio S600. Now, the S600 picks up where the older Silencio 652S left off. It's a silence-focused case for workstations, and it's designed for environments where being quiet is required. So places like recording studios and video production houses. And I just wanted to add this before we continue as well. This version of the case is straight from the factory and might not reflect your local version, because I know for a fact that the Australian version is slightly different. Now, it borrows the chassis from the Cooler Master NR600, which we built our main workstation in a little while ago. And in saying that, it's small, but it's not too small, and it's got a very understated look, which I personally really like. Now, it looks like a very nice workstation type of case, but unfortunately, like the NR600, it's not perfect. And at this point, I'm basically just copying and pasting what I said about the NR600, so hold on tight, except yeah, there's some other things that we're going to talk about too. So the cable cutouts and pass-throughs I feel are quite nice. They're a bit longer than you traditionally find on other cases, and the cable management is really easy to do. I feel that there's more than enough tie-down points for like zip ties and all that stuff. One of the things I didn't like was the space you have for your power supply. Just like the NR600, it's very squishy in the backside for power supplies. Did I just say that? I did. Anyway, if you're thinking about building in this case, you really need to think about the power supply you're going to use. Now, we used a shorter 750 watt power supply on this, and it fit no problem, but I was trying to use the V1300 Platinum, but yeah, the cables literally couldn't be plugged in, and yeah, it's just too big. So if you've got a power supply that's 180 mil or longer, you probably shouldn't buy this case, but if you're wanting to use anything smaller, then you should have no problems fitting it in at all. Yeah, you can get creative like I did with the NR600 as well, so there's that too. This kind of leads me into something that I talked about in the Silencio S400 video. In the smaller S400, they made the hard drive cage removable. You'd think that they would have done the same thing in the S600 because it's a bigger case. Anyway, you could always drill the rivets out and then you wouldn't have a problem, but I think I'll leave that stuff to other channels, if you know what I mean. Now, from the amount of time that I've used this case for mainly editing this video and rendering some other stuff, the airflow is pretty good, and I'm getting similar temperatures to our NR600 system, so That's good, I guess. And in saying that, you're probably thinking that the front panel is closed off. Well, the front panel is completely open except for that swinging door that you've probably seen in the video. There's about a 12mm gap in the front that allows for decent intake while keeping it nice and quiet. And that's the point of this case at the end of the day, to be quiet. And also to keep the noise down, it comes with an acoustic top treated panel that goes in the top. I think you saw my little faux pas at Computex with that. And yeah, and you can decide whichever suits your use case the best. Now in the intro I mentioned that it had an SD card reader, and there's one glaring issue that I just couldn't wrap my head around, and it got me at a bit of a crossroads if I'm being honest. It's only USB 2.0. Now I tested it and I maxed it out at 35 to 40 megabytes per second, and that's a little bit disappointing if I'm honest. But yeah, I really hope they upgrade it in a revision in the future, or dare I say it, they sell a replacement reader for people like me who just have that need for speed. The Silencio S600 isn't supposed to be an expensive case, and it's really not. It's for those people who want a silence-focused PC without breaking the bank. I think Cooler Master is right on the money with it, and there are things I'd love to see improve, but overall, I don't see them stopping you from buying this case at all. The Cooler Master Silencio S600 launches globally right about now. It's going for around 129 Australian dollars for the steel panel version, and around 139 Australian dollars for the TG version, and 89 US dollars for the steel panel version, and 99 US dollars for the TG version. Overall, I think the case is decent for the money, and it's not going to leave a burning hole in your pocket. And if I'm being honest, it's not exactly the refresh I was personally hoping for, but it'll get the job done. And yeah, I'm actually going to be using this case for the foreseeable future, so it can't be that bad, right? Now, if you're interested in any of the parts in this build, including fans and all the additional lighting and all that jazz, you can find links down below in the description. Also, if you guys want any of the music that I make featured in our videos, that's right, I make all the music, you can check out our Patreon. Yeah, do that. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. If you didn't like this video, you know what to do. Tell us what you hated about it. Once again, thank you so very much for watching. I'm your boy Nick with Gear Seekers. You peek, we seek. And honestly, it's a pretty decent case. Look at it. How cool does it look? It's cool, right? I like it. I hope you guys like it too. Thanks for watching.